Dennis Keeley, 5'10".
Hey, Larry. Hey, Larry.
Oh, hi.
Wow, morning, sleepyhead.
No, I wasn't...
Just kidding. No, it's like 5 o'clock. What are you still doing here? I thought
Oh,
you'd be gone
I
for
was
the day.
just, I was just catching up on some reading.
Oh, this
Yeah.
has been exciting. What are you reading?
Dante's Inferno, the Divine Comedy.
Comedy. Nice. What's it about?
It's about a guy who journeys through the circles of hell.
Oh, wait, yeah, they made a movie of that.
Did they?
Yeah, with Rob Williams. What Dreams May Come. I have it on VHS.
Yes. When we have shuffled off this mortal coil, what dreams may come.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, lucky guess.
Yeah, well, you should check it out. It's not a comedy, but it's pretty good. I'll loan it to you.
No, you don't have to do that.
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Yeah, all right. So what's going on here?
Nothing.
What do you got
Well,
there?
I had a poster
Oh,
to
well, let
put
me,
up for the guidance department.
let me see it.
Okay, but can I just say?
Come on, let me see it.
All right. Well, it says everything will be all right.
Oh. Wonderful.
Well, Larry, it's an official guidance department policy, straight down from the top. From Susan. I'm putting these in all the classrooms, not just yours. So, look, come on, don't blame me. It's not my idea.
Well, whose idea was it?
Well,
Steve.
the posters were my idea, but they weren't supposed to look like this, okay? They were supposed to be like rounder. Like I asked for this like comic book font, and it was supposed to be in color, and the background was supposed to be blue. I read an article about how blue is a sympathetic color and how it relaxes people, like the ocean.
Yeah, well, that's great, because when I look at this poster, I feel very relaxed.
Okay, you're making fun of me. That's
Well,
not
because
right.
if it says something on a poster, it must be true then. So everything must be all right. We can get back.
No,
to
I'm not
classes,
saying
right?
everything's all right. I'm just trying to get sort of dialogue here, Larry.
Okay,
a
well,
dialogue.
there's a lot of dialogue going on right now, and it's happening outside my classroom. Okay, all my students are going to you, or they're skipping class altogether. I have no students. I can't do my job.
Well, I'm trying to do my job too, Larry. Larry, I know I'm new at this, but I think it's important to get people talking about how they feel, and maybe if you were encouraging more, in your class.
In my class.
Yeah, all right. Perfect example. What are you guys reading right now? That Inferno comedy or whatever.
No, we're moving on to Hamlet now.
Okay, perfect. So Hamlet is basically about a guy whose father dies, and he's trying to kind of deal with all that, right?
Wow, I taught you well.
Yeah. So maybe you're talking about Hamlet, and you're like, well, Hamlet's father died, and he was really upset. How would you guys feel if you knew somebody who died? See what I did there? See what I did there? See that?
Yeah.
Or whatever. You're the English teacher. I just think everyone's having a hard time with what happened to Dane. And maybe it would help some of the kids to talk about how they're, feeling with someone they trust. And maybe, it'd be good for you too.
What do you mean good for me?
I don't know. I mean, like, Dane was your student too, no?
Dane was my student. Of course he's my student. I have a lot of students. You were one of my students.
Yeah, I know. You never stopped reminding me of that.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Look, I wonder if you would act a little bit differently if it was one of the more senior teachers coming to talk to you or something. Instead of me.
Do you ever see me talking to the senior teachers?
No.
I talk to you.
I know. Okay, good point. But I have a good point too.
Which is?
Which is that you were with Dane right before he died. Right, Larry?
Right what?
You were with him before he collapsed.
Yes.
Okay.
What? So
Well, if you don't want to talk about it.
Okay, he came to see me about a paper. A lot of students do that. I don't see what difference it makes.
It doesn't make a difference.
Good.
To me.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm not. Look, Larry, I'm just saying. Maybe. All right. Maybe if I were in your position and I was the last person to see him, I'd be pretty, I don't know, like weirded out. And, maybe you can get something out of this too if you want.
Steve,
Why?
all right. I'm fine.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
What happened to Dane was tragic, okay?
Yes.
No one could have avoided it. No one could have predicted it. Dane had a brain
I know.
aneurysm. No one could have seen that coming. You couldn't have seen that coming. All right, and you can't make sense of something like this.
No, but you can try and make sense of how people are feeling about it. That's my point.
That's your job. Your job is to get the students to deal with their feelings.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the students, Larry. I'm talking about you. When I came in, hey, when I came in, you were talking in your sleep.
I was talking in my sleep.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
I mean,
What did I
nothing,
say?
nothing about. I don't know, something about Dane.
Okay, well, I mean, that's your fault, isn't it?
What? How is that my fault?
Because you've got everyone talking about it all the time. It's all I ever hear. You had that god-awful assembly today with the candles and the slideshow. And everyone's
hey,
making this
the
big
slideshow
production
was
about
Susan's
it,
idea.
And it's all everyone talks about, and I'm like, oh, I
Larry,
really have a curriculum to teach. And I come back to my class and I'm exhausted. What?
Why are you getting so angry at me? I'm not trying to make this awkward. I'm trying to help you.
You know what?
Yeah.
You want to know
What?
how you can help me?
Yeah.
Okay, you can get my students back in my class so I can do my job.
All right. Well, maybe I'll come back in the morning.
You don't have to do that.
Yeah, well, now I have an appointment with Chelsea, so I should probably get going. But you're heading home soon, right? Yeah, it's not that I'm checking up on you or anything, but you know, don't forget you've got that cat. What's his name?
Homer?
Right. Don't forget to feed the Homer.
Homer died.
Oh.
Ran into traffic years ago.
Oh. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, well, you can't make sense of these kinds of things.
Larry,
What?
everything will be all right.
Good night, Steve.
Good night, Larry.